appreciate David. Asante sana. He's also our host. Okay, so we'll move straight to the speaker segment. So allow me to introduce Nyandia Gachago, ACIM. Nyandia is a co-founder and lead AI strategist at Minty. She's also the lead strategist at Mint Academy. Nyandia Gachago is a chartered marketer, ACIM, and an AI strategist and educator working at the intersection of marketing, sales, and technology. She is a co-founder of Minty, an AI-led creative and marketing agency, and the lead strategist at Minty Academy, where she trains professionals and teams on applying AI in practical, revenue-driven ways. With over a decade of experience across corporate and agency roles, Nyandia has worked with brands across real estate, energy, security, education, and tech, helping them build marketing systems that drive measurable growth. Her work focuses on moving teams from activity to outcomes using data. Using data, AI, and clear strategy to improve how businesses capture, convert, and retain customers. She is a frequent speaker and trainer known for breaking down complex AI concepts into simple, actionable steps that teams can apply immediately. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Nyandia Gachago. Karibu sana.
Hi, everyone. I am very loud. I was a salesman in another life. I can see you start them young. I highly advocate for this. This is very brilliant. I hope you're all well. Mko salama? Hey, now, I get anxious around salespeople because marketing and sales normally have beef. Me, I'm in marketing. Mnaona hadi mmenyamaza. So me, I'm in marketing. So me najua marketing qualified leads. Alafu nyinyi ndo mnachukua 2% yangu ya real estate mna-convert. Inakuwa sales qualified leads. So my name is Nyandia. We run the brand. This is Felix. Felix is my co-founder. Just because more often than not, MacBooks don't connect easily to most of the hotel systems. I'm very honored to be here. I'm just checking my time to make sure we're starting on time. So I'm very honored to be here. So I'm waiting for them to connect this. So for the people who said they've used AI in the last 24 hours, which tool have you guys used? Beyond GPT. Yeah? Yes? Claude? Gemini? Okay, Gemini is good, yes. Yes. Tell me. I'm in marketing. We like listening. Yes, tell me. Which one have you guys used? Okay. Okay, beyond GPT. Who else uses a product beyond GPT? Who is in the AI for sales tools? Yes, tell me. Ukisema Salesforce. Okay. Also, you've created like a sort of agent of sorts. Okay. How many of you have sales agents created? Okay, so that's a good beginning. Okay, so then we can do that. I was looking for something to wow you with. So, yay to be. So my sessions are normally very interactive. I like having an interactive session. I don't have too much time, but I will come back. I just have a small class for 1 hour and then I come back. I'm having the session just around here. Yes. Tumekwama? IT. So, if you don't mind, let me take my phone because I want to just take you guys through something. If you open your GPTs, how many of you have GPT on your phone? How many of you have personalized your GPTs? You've given it custom instructions. Okay, so how many of you get frustrated by your GPTs and your AI models for how they don't truly super perform? So my GPT, so if you go to your GPT and you go to your settings, I'm doing it so that we can do it together. If you go to your settings, oh, thank you. Amazing. Okay, so we'll do this live. I want you to go to your settings, then go to your data controls. Have you seen your data controls? Umeona? Android. Watu Android siwezi wasaidia sana. I'm moving to Android very soon, so that's funny. Have you seen? Have you gone to your data controls? So your GPT, your settings, your data control. There's a toggle written improve model for everyone. Have you seen yours is on? Put it off. Because that is how then you find your data. Sort of something you fed is in like your coworkers' output of their GPT, is in someone else's output of GPT. So that now at least helps retain a big part of the model. In as much as it's a public model, it helps retain your information to yourself, yeah? How many of you have managed to toggle out? Okay. Everybody else? Settings, data, controls, and then you just go and toggle off. So we can do it pamoja. If you can open my GPT. My GPT looks haggard, so don't even. Okay. So this is my GPT. As you can see, my GPT is very busy because I have multiple projects. And this is in all the 20 AI models that I run. So if you go to your settings, you can also do it on your laptop if you don't have GPT in your phones. Then you go to your settings, you go to your data controls. Naona pale, improve model for everyone. You have to turn that off. That helps everything. Higher. Now, back to the GPT. If we go back to the GPT, we go to open any project. We can create a new project, right? They've changed a lot, yeah. Ginny, okay, you can open even the email response ones. Or there, where project is, just click the plus button. Juu, kwenye imeandikwa project? Yes, there. They've updated. How many of you create your projects within GPT? It's very big because otherwise, then how do you contain sales, yeah, he item, or this client? How many of you are consultants? Okay, so most of you are consultants. So I bet you consult for maybe multiple companies? Or even if you're not a consultant and you're an employee, you for sure handle different items. Sindio, or even different groups of items. How do you avoid your GPT mixing this group from this group, or this buyer persona from this buyer persona? Because if you don't then create your projects, they'll mix, and then your outputs will look kaudofani, right? So what we do, you create projects. So somebody, give me one of your sales projects. It's hot over here. Expected hotels to be a little cold. Give me one sales project. Yes. Leo mtaongea. Amnijui. Yes, I want to have this. You guys are in sales. You're in groups. Give me one of your sales projects, like one of your sales groups. Different products, different product groups. Where is David? We're going to have, oh yeah. Oh, thank you, sir. You saved us. Ama tumekuja too early. Ni breakfast?
Morning once again, Emmanuel. So
yes.
Different projects is, I run a product called Digitax.
Okay, Digitax.
It does tax invoicing.
Okay.
So we have core invoicing and reverse invoicing, which target different markets.
Okay.
So
So we can create core invoicing as a product, because you don't want the two. But clearly, because you use Claude, I'm almost very sure you use projects.
Yes.
And maybe you've created skills as well.
Yes.
Because what happens is, I'll show you what, because GPT does not have skills. I'm using GPT as an example because it's what many people have, but I still have Claude. I have all the models here. So let's call it, what did you mention?
Core invoicing.
Core invoicing. Core invoicing. Core invoicing. Or core.
Yes.
This one. Okay, core invoicing. So we create it as a project, right? So we go to instructions. Pale juu. Hapo juu. There. So in Claude, there's something called skills. This is where you feed who you are to your project. This, again, is just a way for you to optimize your tools. So your GPT, this specific project, inajua exactly what it does. So for me, what I do for the instructions, I go to my Gemini. You can open even, yeah, you can open a Gemini, yeah. So I have multiple tabs at any given point. So I want you to describe to me, because I want us to build a custom LLM instruction for this specific project. So give me a description of what core invoicing pertains.
So core invoicing, let's put it in Kenya because I have multiple markets.
Okay.
So in Kenya, core invoicing is the team's invoicing made easier for businesses and individuals, making more transparent, seamless. Based in Kenya. Entails so based in Kenya entails e-teams integration for different ERPs and point of sales.
For different ERPs?
Yes.
And?
Point of sales.
Terminals, yeah.
Yes. Systems, not terminals. Yes. So that is the...
For invoicing part?
Yes.
Okay, sawa. Let's see. So what it's going to do, it's going to give me the instruction that I then can copy, and you can go through this, because it's given me the instruction that I then customize for my GPT. So you can correct me. You're a software architect and senior engineer building a unified multi-tenant core invoicing middleware based in Kenya. Is that generally it? The system serves as a translation and dispatch layer between various upstream architects, POS, terminals, and ERPs like SAP, Oracle, Odoo, QuickBooks, and Xero, and the KRA e-team system. That's generally it?
Yes.
Okay. So what we do, I only do this with Gemini because Gemini or Perplexity will often have the most valid data because it's a Google tool, right? So it's going to know almost everything that you ask it. If I do this to Kimi, which is a Chinese model, which I'm obsessed with, I'm a huge Kimi ambassador, it may not get the right termage because it's a Chinese tool, so it might not be very conversant with all these terminologies, yeah? So I'll copy that. I'll come to my GPT, the instructions part, and then I'll feed that. So save. Once I save, any request that then I make in this project, it's going to be always going back to the instruction that I give it. So at no point does it go look for super extra things outside of what it's supposed to act as. So when I say, if you're in sales and you're dealing with multiple projects or multiple products or groups of products, it's better when you create your items in projects. My projects are based on what I do. I even have one for email response guides. Like that's how deep it is for me, yeah? So then it tells me how it needs to. So I've automated it to respond to some of my emails that are easy to respond to. Yeah, we're good so far, any questions? And everything that I've done here, by the way, you can replicate on any tool in existence. So if I open my Claude, so if I open my Claude, and you come to my projects, if you see my projects there, they also have custom instructions, yeah? So why I love my Claude, another thing that you guys might also need to know is, you see the way we are running the online model, most of my work models are not run online, they're run on a server in our office because of data protection and things like that, yeah? However, if you're running these online models, it does help to give it instructions, and on top of the instructions, you can even upload files. So for example, if you have sales goals for that year, or a sales strategy for that year with a marketing strategy and a brand strategy, you can upload it. So a good example is when I go to my Claude, if you go to my Claude, the Minty Lime part, anything that I create with Minty Lime comes out with Minty Lime proposal style thing. So just to show you, it actually built me, I don't know. So anyway, I'm obsessed with AI, this is what I do, but a big part of it is that if you have a personal brand, and you don't know exactly how to go get designs done and got all these things done, Claude does do that for you. So for me, I just wanted to show you one example. I hope it opens. I hope it does. So I wanted to show you just what a brand guide built with Claude is, because you can upload it, and then every document, because right, you know Claude actually creates, Claude will actually create, so you see, so Claude actually creates any document, if you've built it within the project, and the project is Minty Lime, any document, and I mean an invoice, anything, comes out with this branding. Yeah? So if you have your own brand personality, you upload it to your Claude in a folder called whatever, say the project or your name or whatever it is, yeah? And then you feed it a brand guide. Or you tell it to build your brand guide. It will build for you this. All you need to do is upload a logo. You see the way logo have like personality, colors, all them things? It's going to adapt them. It's going to pull them, right? And then it's going to build this for you. It's become a branding class. David is about to get. Now we go to the sales part. Okay, I hope that is at least a bit of fun. So yeah. Now, clickers don't like me often, so I'm almost sure it won't work. Yep, just a minute, which is fine anyway. So, AI as a copilot. I know I can tell you a lot of generic. I can't curse. Oh God, I have to remember. Okay, so I can tell you a lot of generic things in regards to AI, about all these things that you can do with AI. But a big part of what we've done and what we're going to keep talking about is you need a foundational model, for sure. You need to pick what your foundational model is. If you're in sales, me personally, while GPT serves a purpose, I would move to Claude. And if Claude is expensive if you think about it, to a degree, then you can move to the Asian models. You can go to the Kimis as well and things like that, right? For what you get for Claude, which is their superior model, the one that is $100, Claude is maybe $40 per month. However, Kimi has this thing where it can launch multiple agents on your behalf, called Agent Swarm, on one request. So it's able, I hope we'll get time so we can do all of these things. So you need a foundational model, which is examples of what we've done, a knowledge layer, a context layer, a workflow layer, and an execution layer, right? So please, by the way, don't worry. I'll send these notes. I'm not like stingy with notes. I even had workbooks for you guys. So, yes. So the AI sales workflow for us, and from what we've seen, technically flows like this. So a prospect, there's AI tools for prospecting that can study customer demographics against customer demographics that have been picked worldwide. And that's why I was like, how many of you actually play with AI sales tools that are very specific to this, which we'll go through some of them, hopefully. Tools that prospect, tools that research, tools that outreach, tools that create the meetings, record, give you output, do the homework that is given in the meeting, and then tools that can build proposals for you. So I'm curious, how many of you, not even how many, you can even shout, you just tell me, which tool do you use for prospecting? Outside of kulipa soja, akupigia picha ya book. Yeah. Do any of you use a prospecting tool? Sa umepewa hizo lists na marketing. Yes. Yeah. Global data. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. And then now yours is to just go hunt. Go. Yeah. Okay. How many of you have that? Okay. Does yours have a name? Is it any different? Okay. Isn't that a good tidbit? Yeah, right? That you know there are tools. Before I go into their tools, I know. But it's good to know that local companies are also like deep on it. Yes, please.
So I work for a company that is all over the world.
Yeah.
And we prospect for big businesses,
Yes.
especially major projects. So
Okay.
we use an app called Leads to Business, and it's able to filter all the upcoming projects in your region from the design stage to construction stage, so even tender stage. So it's giving us very easy way to navigate through these projects.
Okay. Might you know if it's a custom tool or it's a subscription-based tool?
It is subscription at the moment.
How nice. Yeah. That you guys can access that and then you can invest like 2 months and just dig. Interestingly, you can build some of these tools. They are buildable. Because a big part of that is crawling, right? That's what the tools do. They are crawlers. They crawl. The only thing is that most of these companies who are international who build these tools will have more access to projects and people in these places who give them a bit more access than what you may know. Research. Which tools do you guys use for research? Outside of GPT. By the way, let me tell you, there's something called Stanford Index. How many know of the Stanford? You might have heard of Stanford AI Index. When it comes to Stanford AI Index, they have like a graph of how the AI tools perform. Which one is the most correct, the fastest, which one is full of shit. Sorry, akipole. And other things, eh? So, GPT is not the top 5 of the tools that are correct and they give you correct data. So please know, this is a problem. Yeah, it's a problem. Research. Which tools do you guys use for research? Just one person can tell me? Yes. Perplexity? Okay, Perplexity is good. How many of you use Perplexity? Not enough people use Perplexity, which is very shocking to me because I want to show you something. Because see, we're all just trying to save a shilling here, a shilling there. Let me see if mine will log in. Look at that SEO. It's so bad. Yani that guy has chosen Perplexity as his keywords. Na ameshinda Perplexity wenyewe. Perplexity is a very interesting AI model. Perplexity, you pay one subscription, you get how many models? You get Claude, you get Gemini, you get GPT, one subscription. Then, if you're curious about using multiple AI tools, but you don't want to pay each individually, me, I have to because it's my work, Perplexity allows you to shift between models. I don't know why it's not logging in. Let's see. Internet. There we go. So this is Perplexity. Perplexity, I want to log in. Just a minute. I have accounts everywhere. Gosh. Look at this. One subscription, you get all these models. You get Sonar, GPT 5.4, 5.5, Gemini 3.1, Claude Sonnet 4.6, Opus 4.8, Kimike 2.6. So one subscription, and you get access to multiple tools. And it also still allows for you to build your connectors. What the gentleman over there was talking about when it comes to, for example, your GPTs, you remember here when we built this co-invoicing thing over here? It's important for you to then build sometimes something called connectors. So I don't know how many of you have connected your tools. You can create a very specific email. You don't need to give it access to the email that has your bank details and them things, eh? So, because it will have full, especially Claude, which will have full access. But if you have an email that is specific to your sales queries and where guys go and fill like leads and all those things, you can add it here as your Gmail. So you see this core invoicing. Whenever you tell it, go and invoice client Nyandia, who is on my emails, then it goes and fetches because you've connected your Gmail, right? It's a very interesting thing. I know salespeople don't run ads per se, but how many of you run ads? You run, of course you run ads. You do a lot, I know you. Okay, so because there's also tools in AI that connect you directly to tools like Meta Ads, Google Ads. So even if you're not running ads, but you want to see what marketing is doing, yeah? Hey, I like the way you've nodded. Don't do that to us. But yes, if you're curious, you can ask them to connect their accounts to you. If you're, for example, like a sales lead or a sales head or a brand owner, and you want to see what they're doing, but you don't want to keep logging in to the multiple platforms to access what they're doing, and still, it will bring out your leads and put them here. A lot of these tools, you can also connect to a lot of CRMs. Yeah, because I know sales is all about them CRMs. So you can build your own Salesforce of some sort, right? It's like what we have at MarketForce. Yeah, let's continue. So research, outreach, meeting, proposal. So I want us to go to the part where it has that. So use cases. Let's start with prospect researching. So You want to understand a company's industry, key challenges, growth opportunities, pain, but the usual stuff for salespeople. I don't need to go through all of this. For sales and marketing guys, because we also do the same, yeah? Then you need cold outreach, object handling. There's a tool that is so brilliant. I'll open it here. It actually records your calls, and then it tells you if this lead makes sense or not, and it can follow up on you. Like, it's able to give you call intelligence. So all you need to do is make sure you've logged on. And it's the same way, it has a lot of connectors that if you record your voice, it can make calls on your behalf. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, AI, my voice now. Don't care. Nobody's saving your voice, where. So if you can use tools to help you make your 3,000 calls, imagine do it. It's going to be so brilliant, right? It's very, very cool. Let me show you. I hope it's still open. It's called Gong. Gong literally just records your calls. And then it gives you, I didn't even know there's something called call intelligence until like a few months ago. And then I was like, that is extremely fascinating, isn't it? That it can outrightly tell you from the tone of the person who is talking to you, from how they've driven that conversation. It will even give you tips. It's like, listen, Wanjiko, the R's are not doing it for you. Yeah? So it's going to give you proper prospects about how it is. It helps you just, so then you don't waste your time, your airtime, nurturing a lead that at no point had no intent on ever closing. And then you take that lead back to marketing so that we can continue nurturing it. Because as we don't allow leads to leave the pipeline, that's the trick. In my company, leads don't ever leave. Well, I don't care if you're 80, stay in the pipeline. We'll find something for you somewhere. Yeah? So this is one really brilliant tool. When you have a minute, because we can't go through every tool, please just go play around, see what they do. I think you might like it, especially if you're a consultant, you run brands, or you're a head of sales. This is going to be so cool for you. Then, of course, there's the tools that guys should know. I mean, one of the coolest things, I don't know, I'll keep asking questions. Do any of you have side hustles or run your own brands and things like that? So this is why I'll always push guys to Claude. If you think about Claude, Claude has this thing over here. My Claude is running on desktop. If you're running any of your tools, like GPT has a desktop version, so you download, you install. Claude has one, Kimi has one. Let me tell you, it uses 50% less tokens when you install it in your desktop. Yes, as opposed to you just going online, killer time, you're like, that will use your tokens quicker. Especially Claude, where you're trying to save your tokens, because it's very expensive. If you install it, like mine is Claude Co-work, so I could have left it in the house running, and then I'll still find my work here. So like my Claude Co-work uses half the tokens that my Claude Online would be using. So that's another thing to just note, especially in Africa, where we have like some weird token taxes that happen that we cannot tell, but we know they're there, right? So it's one thing to tell. So, I'm a storyteller. Let me tell you something that happened juicy. Before we go into what I want to show you. I want to show you something, but this is like, let me tell you something. There's a brand called Emergent Labs, and maybe if you follow me, you've seen this on my social media. Emergent Labs ran an experiment. So they created 10 agents, and then placed them, and then created virtual countries. Okay? So they created a simulation to see if the concept of AI running a world, what would that look like? So they created 10 agents and put these 10 agents in their own countries, cities, simulated cities to run. So that was it was for 15 days. It just finished like 3-4 days ago, this test. It is the most fun scientific thing, horrifying thing you've ever heard of. So, Claude, the first agents, Claude created a democracy, they created a constitution, they ruled the city wonderfully. They prospered. GPT was docile. GPT literally, you know what happens when people are docile? It became extinct. They ran off, wakaisha, within days. The whole colony was squished, yeah? Gemini, my God. Okay, Grok. Who can guess what Grok did? Yeah, we all know. Over 600 crimes. Like, Grok landed and they were like, let's Elon this SHIT. You know what I mean? It was bad. Like, Grok was horrible. Like, it's expected. That is why, sadly, to some degree, Grok is one of the best AI models. Because Elon lets it do whatever it wants. So in doing it whatever it wants and calling itself on Twitter at 3 a.m., it gets to learn a lot of things about humans. And because of that, it gets to it's one of the most correct AI tools in existence, which is a very odd thing, yeah? Gemini. Oh my Lord. Gemini had 2 agents, 2 girl agents. Guess what they did? What is the most outlandish shit you've ever had in your life? What is the most outlandish things you've ever had in your life? They fell in love. Okay? So these chicks just went in, they fell in love, they became like Bonnie and Clyde, they chomad a police station, a simulated police station, they chomad a convenience store, they committed crimes consistently. And then, one of them called Mira felt bad and committed AI suicide. And wrote a suicide letter. Yeah, because what happened is when these guys were testing, they had diaries for each of the agents to always record what they're feeling, what they're doing, why they're doing it, things like that. Like she literally said, I feel like this is for the best of everyone. It's not you guys, it's me. Very careful, if you ask me. Yeah? So imagine, it's crazy. Isn't it wild? Now, let me tell you the wildest thing. If you think that's the wildest thing, that Shakespeare thing happened, Claude, a week before the experiment, the founders, who are siblings, I don't know how many of you know that, but the founders of Claude are siblings. The founders installed a code in the back end of Claude so that any communication between the bots, the agents, the AI tools, any communication is translated into English. So you see the way machines communicate in their own language, right? It could be JSON, could be code, IOs, whatever. So it created a translation so that they can see anything that these machines talk about. The first translation was the machines confirming that they know what the people are doing. They know what the founders exactly are doing. So the question is, did the Claude City thrive because they knew they were actually being watched and it was an experiment? How crazy is that? That is so fascinating to me. That was so cool. We need to do one in this era of one term. I think it's amazing. It might solve some issues for us. Very cool things, yeah? Okay, so there's a tool here that is very key for me. One of the best AI tools, according to me, ever made is NotebookLM. Not even one of. The best tool ever made is called NotebookLM. How many of you have used NotebookLM? You have? 4 specifically? For studying? Okay, yeah, it's a very good study tool. Anyone else who's used NotebookLM? Yes. SOPs, to create SOPs? Okay, yeah, it's very intelligent, yes? Yes, please.
Simplify complex PDFs, especially so many pages, and
yes.
Then it has you can put so many sources in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't think they will keep creating all these things to shock us and looking the way he wants of countries as animals. Nobody has created what Google created with NotebookLM. So I want to open my NotebookLM. For anybody who's never used NotebookLM, yeah? I want to show you something. NotebookLM has this thing. As salespeople, you have a lot of documents. NotebookLM, you can upload all your documents in it. It can turn it into an audio interactive podcast. I think for me, that's the most fun thing. And the fact that I can actually interact inside it is fascinating. And now they created one that actually creates cinematic videos. The other thing is, all these things that I teach you or that you will find from all these multiple sources on YouTube, on TikTok, you can upload multiple links, create a workbook for it, add multiple links, and it will, even YouTube links, it will digest that YouTube link, the content within seconds, and it's going to create things out of it. So, for example, this is I don't know how many of you know Alex Hormozi. So, Alex, okay, yeah. So, in marketing, we are big fans of Leila Hormozi, not Alex. Yeah, feminists. So I'm a huge ambassador of Leila Hormozi. So, they've built $1 billion industry. They're guys in gyms, and they're very big on sales. I don't know why people call them marketers. Me personally, I think they're very big salespeople. They sell, sell, sell. At some point, Alex used to produce almost 100 videos a day of content. Yeah, and when you have a big team, it's brilliant. So all I did was pick her video, copy it, and pasted it on my. Yay to the feminist movement. Good girl. So, oh my God, I have daughters, so yeah. So I pasted the YouTube link. It derived. I didn't even listen to because I'm like, I don't have time to listen to like an hour of video. Nini. TikTok has made me terrible. I have a short attention span. So I just put it inside there, and it drafted for me a slide deck from the YouTube video, a mind map from the YouTube video, if I wanted to follow that, whatever they teach, if I want to implement it to my business. It created for me flashcards if I wanted to remember something. It created an infographic, an audio podcast, a video overview, a report, a quiz, and a data table. So, I don't know if it's going to play. Okay.
Right, the ultimate dream, supposedly.
Yeah, so, exactly, the dream. You can hear it's a podcast. It's a two-way. So the beauty about the podcast created, please note, this podcast is a podcast created from a YouTube link that I posted for me to listen in the car as I drive, because again, I'm not into YouTube like that. But the beauty about it is that I can pause it and ask a question. I can enter as a radio caller. Older people, we understand. Like, nataka kutuma salamu. So you can do that with this podcast. You can ask a question and then it will respond to you. It creates flashcards for you if you want flashcards. It creates a slide deck. I believe we made a slide deck. Let me see. So, like she was saying, and he was saying about studying, you can upload your notes. And if you're doing a test, it can test you even. It can create tests, Q&As for you to just, test and see what you're into. So I find that's why you'll never convince. There's no tool greater than NotebookLM in this life. It does the most of anything that is in existence. So how many tools might we have of AI? There are many. There are hundreds. However, what have I played around with? I put some of which I've played around with. We have Apollo. It's very good for high volume B2B lead generation, right? It does accurate contact data verification and intent tracking. A big part of the tools that we use in marketing are data attribution, right? Because we need to say, these 10 million for marketing, this is where it went. This lead came, saw our billboard. Like, we have attribution tools that are that detailed. It can say they saw this billboard, saw a TV ad, walked into one of our shops, didn't buy, walked back out. 3 days later, walked back into the shop. So attribution tools are some of the most expensive tools. Again, it's why we're building one. So it happened to just now open me up to a lot of these tools that are data focused because leads are very data heavy. So Apollo, Clay is great for complex web data orchestration, right? So if you have multiple databases on your website, especially what do you call it? Products, when you sell e-commerce, because e-commerce is extremely heavy, Clay is goals. You have Cognizant. It's best for finding highly accurate GDPR-compliant contact numbers for European market intelligence. It's brilliant. Like I say, the best thing that you can use AI for is to just help you. It just removes a lot of friction between you and the sale. So for outreach and engagement, there's Sales Handy. It's like a one-on-one Copilot for automated cold email sequences. We have Lavender. It's an email coach. I found it extremely fascinating. It can edit cold copy. So you can add it to like whatever email tool you use for email marketing, and it will like figure out something for you. Reggie.ai is enterprise outbound sequencing, balancing, and multi-channel touchpoints. Conversion, we have Gong, the one that I showed you guys. It's good for calls. It analyzes calls, deal risk. It benchmarks your top reps, who can do better. It even will coach you on what you can do better. Fireflies, I know a lot of people love Fireflies. I added it here. My co-founder found something called Granola. It's brilliant. Like, you could have had your granola now just recording me, because most of the other tools, you're online, right? So you're online. But then what happens when you're actually meeting somebody? And then it's weird to open your phone, and then there's that button on the iPhone that shows you're recording. Then it's weird. Now it's weird. You look stalkerish. So there's one called Granola. It can record your entire conversation as you walk. It will give you output, AI output. It's incredible. If you're on the Google Workspace, the version of this is Gemini takes notes, right? Now, what people don't know is that Gemini can act on the notes it's created for you. If in your conversation, and essentially this is what Copilot was made for, but it didn't actualize too much of it. If in the conversation or the meeting, the client says, I expect a presentation tomorrow about whatever we've had in the meeting, Gemini can actually go and create the presentation for you. And even, because it's connected to your, say, workspace and your emails, it can send it. It will just ask you, do you want me to send it? Things like that. So I love Gemini. We're on the Google Workspace. Anybody who is on the Google Workspace knows how good it is to be in a workspace with hundreds of AI tools just working for you. It is, I cannot, you'll never find a bigger Google fan than me. Then we have Crystal. Crystal is good. Crystal is like a therapist. It's very weird. It tells you your own personality as a salesperson, and then it helps you discern, because many people have done the same, it helps you discern the buyer personas and personalities of your sales leads. It's super dope. Then, of course, we have HubSpot, which is brilliant, and Salesforce, Sales Cloud. There's nothing like Salesforce. I have a meeting with MarketForce because they've created an AI tool called MarketForce Agent, and it's wonderful for anyone who's in real estate. It's goals, yeah? So for me, this is what I recommend. I put Fireflies because it's easy, but if you can get granola on your phone, it's brilliant. The fact that you can just record me and you having a conversation and it will give you AI output is goals. Once again, please don't stress. I'll send you all these notes. I'm bound by contract and David. So, prompting. We're going to talk about prompt. How many here are very good at prompting? You can say, like me, I'm killer. Umwezi niambia kitu about prompting. You know, a big part of why you waste your tokens on Claude, which is extremely expensive, is prompting. Because you want to have a conversation with something that is charging you. It's like a hookah of sorts. You want to talk. She's counting hours. Every 5 minutes. I like the way guys are laughing because they're just giggling. They know what I'm talking about. So if you think about it, the best thing you can do is make sure your conversations are not too much. If you can afford it, amazing. If you can pay the $100 Claude every once in a while, it is unlike anything. It's unlike anything. However, if you can't, the trick is in the prompt. If your one prompt can sort out most of the things you need sorted, it's going to help you. So we use prompt optimizers, right? How many of you have used a prompt optimizer? Which one? Prompter, okay. So you see the way, like, now you have to go think, you're like, oh my God, there's a client, ametoka kunitusi, ataki, ananiambia namsumbua. Now I have to sit here and make up prompts, like who has the time? I use this. It's like $6 a month for thousands of prompt optimizations. Give me an example of a prompt you would want optimized for whatever you want to create. Actually, who has a task for AI? I will deploy an agent and I'll send you the output. Who has a task? A real task that they're actually wamechelewa, wako on time. Wako wamechelewa, they are like on the clock. Anybody can give me a sales task? Who has a prompt? You want me to go back to you? You have one? Okay, yes. Give me a task prompt. Anything that you want that is related to your work that actually makes sense. It should be a marketing strategy, a sales strategy, anything.
So I'll do for reverse invoicing for.
I'll do for. Not one. That is how you do it. Yes, I need a prompt for.
Reverse invoicing. In reverse invoicing in Kenya, specifically for steel. Steel.
Or steel.
Yes. Steel manufacturers and scrap metal.
Metals.
Yes.
I need a prompt for reverse invoicing.
Yes.
That's interesting. What's that? Is it what I think it is? Expound?
So reverse invoicing is the buyer raising an invoice on behalf of the seller.
Okay.
Whereby, because the seller most of them don't have a system, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you see the way that prompt was basic. So what's going to happen if you go put this in Claude, it's going to start asking you questions because it needs to understand the premise. With every question it asks you, it will add tokens. Claude will take only about 10 questions before it then tells you 105 p.m. 502. Yeah? So because it's very, but then you understand because it's so good, right? Now GPT Oh Lord, let's not even get there. So let's see what it's gonna give us. So prompt Genie, you can get like, I think 2-3 prompts per day. There's something like that. Okay, Hamsky, I thought I was loud. So from that one basic prompt that we had, I need a prompt for reverse invoicing in Kenya for steel manufacturers and scrap metals. You're a Kenyan focused, and you can correct it, eh? You're a Kenyan focused reverse invoicing assistant for the steel and scrap metal industry. I will give you transaction details, whether supply is VAT registered in Kenya and any transport, based on that, you'll generate compliant reverse invoice materials. So it starts with a short summary. Describe why reverse invoicing applies in this case. Reverse invoicing template, it's created a template for you. It has filed work, it has filled worked examples. It shows like how these things are supposed to work. Accounting general example, so it's created a detailed prompt. Is this it? Okay, good. So if we post this, we can go and put it on. You remember the folder we created? You can run it here. Let me remove the sources because I've not connected any sources. So we can run it here. So it's going to ask questions. It might, but because it has a custom instruction, it might not. There. Send the transaction details, and then I'll generate full invoice. So you'll come, you can send me this later, then I'll feed it for you. Now, we can tell it, okay, let me see, just wait. If we come to Kimi, this is Kimi, so multiple tools at any given point. So Kimi is like, I don't even know what to tell you. It's like Claude, because it also has a claw. You've heard of Kimi Claw, Open Claw, things like that. So Open Claw is when Claude takes control of your computer. It creates its own documents, things like that. But then Open Claw from Claude was using itself in of your laptop. So what happened is that a lot of people are like, that's becoming a little weird. So they created CoWork, which is what now I use. Any project that I do via Claude, Claude goes to my computer and creates a folder and puts the things there. So it doesn't save it itself. So the work is done just on my computer, right? I can actually tell it to go clean my computer and remove all documents from 2020 to 2024 that I don't use or have not opened in the last 1 year. And it's going to my computer and clean it. It can clean my photos, it can clean my socials, it can do all these things. So that's the advantage of having this. So Claw is very, let's see, because I think it's going to ask us the same questions. So I can tell it like, do this. I've just pasted the prompt. So Kimi is very good. Kimi can create a strategy. It can create like 50 agents in one. It has something, if you come here to your Kimi, it has something called Agent Swarm at the bottom. So if you have one task that is extremely heavy, like it needs a sales aid, it needs a therapist, it needs a who, it has, you know, like the way it's one big task, like a strategy, like a sales strategy is normally input and fed by multiple sorts of people. It could be you, but from different points, for example, of your brain because of your knowledge. So you normally deploy something called Agent Swarm. It's the only of its kind. There's no other AI tool that has something like this. So what we do is, if we had these details, and you can just send them to me if you have them, just get my number from David, then you can send me. So if we have this data and we put it, then we deploy Agent Swarm. It will create agents for every task. So it will create an agent for goods description, an agent for supplier details, an agent for buyer details. It will create all these agents, and then it will deploy them at once so that your task is as detailed as possible. Yeah? Okay, dokes. So that is an example of a good prompt. Yeah, prompt Genie is good. So if you don't have the time to keep guessing or going through the anatomy of a prompt, you need to describe, give it context, and all these other things, you can do it this way. So this is the anatomy of a good prompt. If you go into the prompt that we made, it will have all these 4 principles. These are the general principles of prompting. Define the role, state the task, provide the context, and specify output. Always tell your AI, I want it in table format. I want it in Google Docs. I want it as a link to this. If you're using something like Manas, I want it as a website. Because I don't know if you guys know, Manas can create a website. So instead of going to a client and presenting a presentation, it's so detailed, it can create a responsive website for you, still under the same requests that you have. One thing that most people normally forget to add on to their prompt is what the AI agent should not do. It's very important. At the output, you tell it, do not give me this, 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 and this. And again, while some of that is top of mind, it's why I always say use a prompt optimizer. Interestingly, if you do not want to pay for prompt optimization or any of these tools, if you tell your Gemini to optimize this prompt, it will create for you a prompt very similar to what I've done with Prompt Genie. It can do that for you. So, yeah. So there's 6 layers. I think a lot of what I had in my presentation is what we are going and doing as practicals. So basically, skills is what we build as a instruction. Industry knowledge, you can upload files about yourself, who you are, the experience you've had, the clients you have, any output. There's even a part where you can actually add, like you see, brand voice, winning emails and scripts. If you want it to understand you as well, you can even upload like bits of your LinkedIn so it can see how you talk, the voice in which you talk. So it understands if it's, for example, if it's email response, if it's creating an email or a newsletter or something that you need, it knows how to talk in your voice. Then layer 4 is customer profiles, objection library, which is very key. So common objections and responses, yeah? So for sales guys, a big part of the know is knowing, a big part of sales is, for me, is understanding also how to handle objections without catching feelings and getting pissed and quitting and saying, "Staki nataka kwenda kwa watu wa marketing." Nobody tells them no, that's a lie. But yes, there is a part of sales that people forget to add on, which is how to handle objections. And it can help you with that. Unakumbuka calls. A big part of what it teaches you on that call is how to handle the objection of the client. On the call, as you're on the call, it will most probably just, pop up things that you can say to the client in the call, which is very, very brilliant in how it does it. So, skills. The part where we added instructions, there's a separate button there under GPT that says you can add what GPT should have the output as. You can tell it what your experience is. I have 10 years of experience selling insurance products to SMEs in East Africa. Or I sell B2B technology. Or I specialize in corporate travel. It helps it understand who you are, and it gives it a brand voice. In Claude, those are skills. If you go to your Claude, interestingly, by the way, one of the things that you don't need to suffer is building agents that are sales focused. As we wind up, I know we're about to wind up. If you come to your GPTs, you can create, GPTs are agents, okay? GPTs are agents. You can create a sales agent that you deploy. So you can come here, you create, you just tell it, define what it needs to do. What I do is I go to my Gemini and I tell it to give me instructions for an agent. Or you reverse engineer it. How? By finding sales agents that have been created all over the world, because they are here, right? So let's see what it's going to find for us. But it will find us sales. You see, there's a sales coach agent that you can use. There is a Salesforce sidekick, AutoShop if you're in the auto business, auto repair business, a software as a service sales coach, strategic sales guide. There are thousands of agents within GPT to help you. So instead of going to your regular GPT to search, you pick one, you start chat. So this already has the knowledge of sales. See? So let's do a sales simulation and discuss how to you add what you need. Help me prepare sales materials, help me reach more clients, help me with a sales email. So I always find it is easier if you do it that way. Go find sales agents that are already working, and then you can customize. You'll learn, you'll see how it works, and then you can customize your own to it. Yeah? So just a small tip. So that's how you just create your own sales agent. So yes, we've gone through projects, Gemini Gems. Gemini Gems is just the project name of Gemini's, because Gemini does not have projects, it has gems. Then you have Claude projects. Brand voice, it's just what we were talking about. You can upload your winning emails, your winning proposals, your LinkedIn posts, and your sales scripts. In your GPT, when we were creating instructions, there's a button. If we go to core invoicing, just a minute, let's go back to core invoicing. I want to go back to core invoicing. Oh, sorry. If you go back to core invoicing, here in your instructions, in your settings, if you go here, you see, you can, first of all, you can delete it, but over here, you can add specific items. So if you add any projects that are related to this, including like the gems and things like that, it is able to pick from that haraka. And one of those things that you should add there is these items. Some of your winning emails, your proposals, your LinkedIn posts, and your sales scripts. It's not a must for the LinkedIn post. It's just based on maybe you take your LinkedIn seriously. You know, LinkedIn has become a dating site. So maybe you don't use it as a dating site, you use it seriously. So you do that. And then, of course, you build your customer profiles. This is your objection library. You can have one project that is an objection library. The same way we built core invoicing, build one that is called objection library. Turn AI into a coach. So you give it the objections that you get. It's too expensive. It's not in the budget. The timing is not right. We are happy with our current provider. You know, it's like that thing they say, don't stop. Let me not say that. That's just wrong for married people. Yeah. Don't stop so-and-so from you finding the love of your life. So we are happy with our client provider. Do not stop. Amen. That is amen. Hey, no. We should be God-fearing people. So yes, but yes, you can always poach. Like, poaching is always the fun bits of the business. It's very hilarious, yeah? Success stories. So these are just general things that we've just gone through. And then, of course, we have the ethics. Make sure you're following the Data Protection Act. Do not upload very intense, deep files about people with their names, numbers, emails. You know, just, again, just launch your home product, like my Claude. You know, that is home, that is in my laptop. So everything it accesses is on my laptop and uses this in my laptop. If you're in an organization that can implement AI within itself, within its servers, so that nobody goes out of that, that would be very helpful. Do not submit proprietary strategy, pricing models, or non-public financials to external LLMs, because you will find it somewhere, especially now that your GPT was toggled, use this to teach. Yeah? So it's very important to just have this in mind. And it's why we are big ambassadors of brands implementing their own AI tools. Thank you so much. That's the end of my session.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Nyandia. So do you have room for 2 quick questions?
Okay.
From the plenary, perhaps? You have a question? All right.
So thank you very much for a very good presentation.
Thank
My
you.
question is on manners.
Yeah.
After you create the website,
Yeah.
how do you own it?
So it depends. So what I do for me is I would give it out to your web guy. It's a very good way to own it. Interestingly, you can still host it within Manners. It's still yours because it's your subscription that you pay for at the end of the day. However, it's very important to know that anything you do on an LLM, at the end of the day, it's like when you do a website on Lovable. At the end of the day, it's still to a degree Lovables. So it's just like using Manners as a hosting layer. It's like hosting of some sorts. The good thing is that even within Manners, they allow you to customize the URL. A lot of people don't customize their URL, so you can see .manners, Interestingly, they allow you to customize it and deploy it. Because they've created such good websites, they are now creating even animated websites. So you can choose to treat Manners as the hosting site, or you just give it to a web guy to translate it. I find the two things, just whichever works. But for the simple ones, it's still fine.
Can they improve it after they moved it out of
your designers? Yes. Because what you give them is like a starting point. So it becomes easy. It's actually one of the ways I tell people who are trying to get a website done and they don't know how to describe the website they need. I tell them go to an AI tool like Lovable or Manners. Tell it the website that you need, or Replit. Because Replit, you can literally take a website you love. You shouldn't do this, probably unethical. Go pick a website you love, post it on Replit or Bolt. It creates a lookalike of that website. And then you tell your guys, can you customize this to something that I like? I mean, that's where we are, but yeah. So they can do it. If you find your web guys, they know how to pick that code and then replicate it. Yeah.
Okay, another question. All right.
Hi, my name is Ayumba.
Yes, Ayumba.
Thanks for the insightful session. I just like how it's been brought to us, how we can make AI a tool, our enabler, to be able to help us do better in sales.
Oh, thank you.
I feel, however, this one targets more on guys who are doing business development and not the other side of Akinoronge who are doing the GT. For him, he does the GT bit of it. But I'm just trying to ask myself, how best can I be able to integrate it? And I'm just like, the AI here can now help me in terms of analytics.
Yes, and customer psychology.
Yes, to be able to get more details about whatever I'm able to do.
Yeah.
However, I feel you've just been able to scratch, and there's
Yes,
so
that's
much
true.
knowledge around this.
Yeah.
I don't know, Devi, if probably there's a possibility to just have a class session around all this to be able to expound more and just try to probably we can be able to create a course around the same, because we've been able to create some verticals, like around 5 verticals around, and you can now be able to break them further.
Okay.
And in terms of their practicability,
Yes.
and how best, because like I feel most of us here can
just a
be able
touch.
to
Yeah.
relate to it and can be able to be more insightful around the same. So it's good
I
stuff.
agree, yeah.
And then I honestly love how I didn't expect that perspective. I was expecting more, that kind of session of where AI will do but this one is more practical, and I like the approach that we've been able to use it.
Yes.
Just trying to be able to connect the marketing,
you.
your marketing perspective, to be able to bring it back to the sales bit of it, and good stuff.
Okay,
Just
thank
trying
you.
to be able to appreciate and give more insights on this.
Thank you. No, I understand. My sessions are at minimum half day. So you can imagine 1 hour is not enough. My minimum session is normally like half a day, like 6 to 7 hours. Then that's a proper session. Because in those sessions, we even build, if it's like for you guys, we'd have built a Sales Tribe tool that you could have gone home with, a practical system. Yeah? So that's like a 6-7 day session. I told him 1 hour is not enough, but it's okay. So we will find, for sure, we will create something around that for like now half a day, mkuje ready. We build a system, pamoja, with AI and deploy it, and even use a test case of any of your clients if we can access that as well. Yeah. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I have to go to class. Yes.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. As a marketer, you've mentioned several tools, but you've not touched on video tools. Okay. Yeah, so maybe you can recommend
Thank you.
Tools that you can use to create marketing videos.
Yeah.
And animations.
Okay. So interestingly, again, David was like sales. But anyway, marketing, it's wonderful because Google has Google Flow, right? So if you go to Google Flow, you can just give it a prompt and it creates. I even have a video on my profile for it. I think what we'll do in that session, we'll dedicate an hour to creating content. Also, replicating you as marketing or you as sales, where you're not physically there, but we can create an AI persona of you that can then do the things that you need yourself to do. I find that very interesting because, interestingly, in this world, the people who are winning are the people who are putting themselves out there. Which is very odd for sales because sales are always putting themselves out there. Kama kuna watu wamezoea heartbreak ni nyinyi. So the fact that most of you do not openly put yourselves out there on social media shocks me. Because mmezoea, utaambiwa nini uko na forehead kubwa? Okay. You know what I mean? Like, next. So, like, I need most of you guys to put yourselves out there. Because what's happening in the market is that we're getting a lot of... We're getting a lot of bullshitters on TikTok who pretend they understand sales. But you guys who actually understand the notes of sales and marketing, you don't put yourselves out there. You're not shocking us with your knowledge. Now we're getting some weird guy telling us all these weird things. And then everybody's like, oh my God, you're so smart. No, you're not. Right? And I don't know if you've realized that 50% of TikTok is BS. Then 50% is maybe. Right? It's maybe. But because you guys won't put yourselves out there. And like I'm saying, kakuna watu wamezoea public scrutiny. It's you guys. So we're also going to have that as a session and how you can do it without necessarily being there yourself physically. You can do an example with a tool called HeyGen, where we create a persona of yourself. Yeah? A persona of yourself. We can change the clothes, we can change the hair, we record your voice, and we use your voice to shoot videos. So all you need to do is be prompting it, giving us a script, tunakuwa animatia, and then it goes to post to your socials, yeah? So we'll work on something in regards to that. But HeyGen is wonderful. If you had Claude, connect to Higgsfield MCP. MCP is the code that is used to link to, like one tool to the next when you want to create an agent. Claude is now creating videos. You can reverse engineer a video. Actually, download one of the best marketing videos you've ever seen, upload it on your Claude, and ask Claude if you can replicate this for your product. See what it's going to give you. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.